Big up Rants for the Rage. Smash the like button, folks. Let's talk Arsenal. And we're live. I man said Spotify, StreamYard, fix up my thing. People, deluded, I'm back again. Big up Rants for the Raid, big up my viewers, big up my supporters. One love if you're on Twitch and those things. Join the chat, etc., etc. Now, I won't quite say it's been a busy day for Arsenal because for all the waffle about Rodrygo and this and that, in terms of income, nothing's landed yet. Gabriel Magalhães, as you would have seen by now, because it's 3 o'clock, you would have seen it. Magalhães has signed a new deal. We're linked with Kepa. I must admit, the first I heard about Kepa, I saw it in my group chat, and my actual reaction was, say, wallahi, we're actually in for Kepa. We'll get into that. We're linked with a new, not owner, owner's not the right word, and I don't even know what his position will be, but we're linked with a new kind of staff member. We're going to go over that. Tab police, you're going to arrest me. There's, looking in front of me, I can't even do the maths, man. There's about 30 tabs, but I do it for you lot. And as usual, smash the like button. Can we get to 100 likes? As usual, big up to you lot, not just because it's off season, but yeah, man, I appreciate you lot supporting my content. I hope you and your family are doing well and safe. Smash the like button, comment, and all of those things. Normally, someone in the chat gives me a poll to rise up, but yeah, Gavin, one love, my guy, man. Big up Rants for the Raid. If you ain't checked it out, I've literally just finished a stream with Rants where we talked about Arsenal, talked about Man United, spoke about Ebuemo, spoke about Newcastle, did all of that. I've been on Dan Potts' channel today, so check out that one. And I've been with Harry Simu as well. But I can't forget the village, can't forget DG Nation. So we're here, man. Shout out Rants for the Raid as well. Bear with you lot, man. Congrats on 67k. I ain't got 67 yet. Let me check. I ain't got 67. I don't even look. I don't look at the league table and I don't look at this. Let me see. Oh, fair enough. Big up you lot. Thank you. I can... Smells like we're on the journey to 70,000. Then when we get to 70k, bro, then it's just like, well, we're still working, but like once we get to 70, that is, let's get to 100, man. I want the plaque, man. The plaque's going there. I'll promise you, yeah. If you get me to 100k, do you think, and I get the plaque, you think I won't bring that to a rave? I promise you, I'll bring that to a dance. They're definitely letting me bring that. But yeah, big up you lot for the support. You see the Sesko news. Briefly, we're gonna get into everything. I know Romano's did his thing, and to be fair, all my tabs are all over the place because I did plan out like what we was going to speak about. You know, I do all of that kind of stuff, yeah, but obviously there's news emerging while I've been all about the place, man. So yeah, big up the chat. Jerry, appreciate you. It's A's up, 2 3's up. You see you, Jerry, I found out, make sure you're following Jerry because he's got a YouTube channel. You're getting drawn out and you're getting brought on this channel because you like to at me. Don't think I don't see your comments in Rancy's stream. You have a pagan in me for life. You my couple friends in my personal life and my cousins, you see, I don't even hate Man United. Like, I don't hate you lot as a club, but you see your fans, there's a couple of you, any misery, I'll be there. I will be there and whatnot. Deluded when you doing a Dr. Umar reaction. What, like just watching his stuff? Do you know what? On Twitch, we need to start getting that stuff sorted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to screenshot this and copy and paste that and put that on a Google tab. So then that just serves as a reminder for me. So yeah, man, what do people want? Yeah, man, appreciate that. Appreciate that. I didn't even know, man. I didn't even know. People, let's get deluded to 70k by Monday. That I don't think we could do that. It would be lovely, but appreciate that, man. We're outside. We're here for the smoke. Jerry, I do my research. Don't think I didn't see your little match reaction when you lost the Spurs and you was like, oh, congratulations to Spurs. Sometimes you got to say fair play. Man, saw the tears in your eyes, blood. Man saw the tears, you know. Like, you know, you're trying to social. Don't think it. Say what you want about my club. We can never buck into Spurs in a final at least. We could never. You can say what you want about my club. We can never do that. Never, ever do that. You don't made history. You don't twerk for Spurs season in, season out. Spurs, Chester United, and it's poetic justice. You lot used to twerk for City. They dumped a treble on you lot. You was hurt. Why for that as well? You see, Man United, things are hurting. It's crazy, Jerry. Holding the juice and plaque burst. Bro, the plaque, I swear to you, that is going to the dance. Girls are going to ask, oh, what's that? Like, it's a plaque. Oh, you're a YouTuber. Yeah. Make them lip sit and I'll get you lot some elite content, allegedly. But yeah, Rodrygo and Watkins or Osimhen and Williams. Last 2 seasons, open play, GA, Williams 42.65. Rodrygo 47/77. What is the actual question? Rodrygo and Watkins or Osman and Williams? Rodrygo and Watkins still. Rodrygo and Watkins. I like Osman, and you see a lot of rumors. And I don't know, man. I think I like to me as a casual football viewer, yeah, I like Osman. And Arsenal do as well. Do you remember 2022? No, better yet, 2021 to 2022, or better yet, from the summer of 2021 to whenever Gabriel Jesus arrived at this football club. I think it was summer of 2022. Don't quote me, but from that period, we was linked with Osman. Did Charles Watts not come out and say, oh, yeah, his agents were at London Coley? Obviously, them times there, Vlahovic rumors are not going away. We ultimately ended up with Jesus. I like Osman. I just feel with Osman, yeah, and I felt this before you went to Galatasaray, there's got to be something. We're not going to know because we're just casual viewers. We're just armchair experts doing fanalysis, as I say, yeah, but there's got to be something booky about him that unless you work in the world of football, because in this day and age where the striker market is horrible, you're proven, you're a killer. You've played in multiple leagues. Fair enough, you haven't always lit the league alight, but you've played in Germany, you've done your thing in Lille, you've probably made your name to the casual viewer for Napoli. Let's not sit here and lie. Big up my Turkish supporters, but if you're not Turkish or a Galatasaray fan, nobody, or Europa League or whatever they're in, nobody ain't watching, or unless your barber's Turkish, nobody's watching Turkish League. Nobody's doing any of that, but he's over there, which is good. I like him. But there's got to be something. Now, I know the finances involved. Maybe not necessarily the fee, which obviously is going to be big. Maybe it's the agent commission. Maybe it's the wages and the makeup of the contract. For obvious reasons, I like to stay away from the whole attitude stuff, and I'm not suggesting that, but it's a bit like Ivan Toney. Now, obviously, Ivan Toney got his dream. Well, I say dream. Financially, you're making mad money in Saudi, and you're still getting called up by England under Tommy Tuchel. So you do have the best of both worlds in that. If you carry on doing what you're doing in Saudi and Tuchel's mind, you might still go to the World Cup, right? But Ivan Toney, anyone that would put a microphone in front of him and let him speak, yeah, he was saying, I want to leave, I want to do this. At the time, Man United needed a striker, we needed a striker, Spurs needed a striker, Chelsea needed a striker. You could see Ivan Toney slotting in at bare different teams, but nobody took a chance on him, despite clearly Brentford wanting to sell him, his contract running down, he's talking. And I know people, I think with Ivan Toney, people do too much. You can't say that man's got an attitude problem, but some people point into that. He obviously ended up in Saudi. So what happened there? Whenever situations like that happen, I always sit there and think there must be something that if we was working in the footballing world in any capacity, we might know, but unfortunately we don't. Frank, appreciate you. You're a bit of a troll, but you're here all the time, man. I always, bro, sometimes I see your comments about Liverpool. I'm like, just shut up, mate. But one love for the super chat, my guy. I appreciate it. And it's congratulations to you lot. We wouldn't be having 67,000 and us talking about 70 and one day 100K without you lot. So it's for you lot. I'm just the face of it. Like, appreciative to you lot for your support, man. It means a lot, man. DJ, I'm not even on you like that. You're one of the good Arsenal fans. Actually have time for you. I appreciate it, my guy, man. I appreciate it. The Millie plaque will hit different. I don't know if I'll ever get to 1 million, but imagine me with 1 million subscribers. No one could talk to me. 1 million subscribers. No one could talk to me. No one could talk to me. 1 million subscribers. No one could talk to me. Mr. B, shout me immediately. Oh, you lot, KSI, Speed, shout me. I don't even like you lot like that, but shout me. I need to be about. SDS, now they're cool to be fair. Well, not even SDS, that's the wrong thing to say. What's that football thing that SDS has a team? What's that thing, man? You don't know what I'm talking about. The football thing, the five-a-side thing, the Ballers League. Shout me, man. It's time to you gatekeepers need to stop acting. Allow me. How would you rate a window of Sesko, Rodrygo, Zubamendi, and Kepa? I'd say 10 out of 10, excluding Kepa, in it. Excluding Kepa. Cool, you got a second choice keeper, but Rodrygo immediately, regardless of how it pans out, it makes it a 20 million out of 10 window. I actually am fond of Zubamendi. I know he stunk up the place against United. I think he's looked good whenever I've watched him for Sociedad. I must admit, in the last 12 months, I haven't really been moved by him at Sociedad. I just think he's been good. I think the years prior was great. Spain is where playing for Spain, whether it's the cameo, I say cameo, it's not really fair to say cameo, but after he came off the bench in the final of the Euros against England, I think he played well yesterday based on the highlights. He's quality. And I naturally, he's going to play that 6 ahead of Partey. And I don't want to get hung up on like formations and all of that kind of weird stuff. But I actually think Arteta, whether it works or not, I think he's going to get a lot more or demand a lot more about Zubamendi in terms of threading those passes and, kind of harming the opposition's area a lot more than make believe. And go and look at, I'm sure he set up Marino. Go and look at that moment yesterday. I think you'll see some of those kind of things. But it'll be a good window. And to be fair, I would say with Kepa, you know what, second choice keeper. Hopefully we never see you kick a ball, man. But it's calm. I remember watching your content when you'd randomly go live on your lunch breaks in random alleyways. Chris, appreciate you. Not live. I used to make vids, but yeah, man, the trenches. I watched the Turkish league every week. Well, Foxy, you're one of the anomalies. I don't believe you. No, in fact, I believe you because you watch Colombian league and whatnot. But you're one of hardly anyone. Like out of 10 people, you're the one person telling the truth. The other 9 are lying, man. Nobody ain't watching Turkish league on a consistent basis. Nobody ain't watching Saudi league. There's exceptions to the rules. There's talk that Osimhen will sign on a permanent for Gallo, which with all due respect is crazy for one of the best strikers in the world heading into prime years. I hear it, but at the same time, it is just a job. And if he's happy, if he's getting paid, obviously, one thing about Turkish league, I want to be careful of comparing football to religion, but football in the best of days is almost like a religion, and Turkish fans are very passionate. So I could understand it, and they look like they've taken to it, man. Bro, why are we talking about resale value when we've never sold off a flop? I don't know, man. Obviously, you want to talk about, we're not even talking, you want to have resale value, but I don't think it don't mean too much, man. Sesko spotted that Coley. I haven't seen Fabrizio Romano say that, so point me in the right directions, man. F this, we are laughing stock. Sesko to Arsenal's a joke. These guys ain't serious. I'm not going to lie. I think Sesko's going to prove you wrong still, but I understand the frustration. How much top targets are a club allowed to have before signing anyone? Psh, not a clue, man. Sesko bullied Liverpool. Wouldn't be surprised if we go 4-2-3-1 next season. We kind of do the 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1. And to be honest, I'm not saying you, but I think people get hung up on formations a lot. Like every manager, like we live in a day and age where obviously Pep Guardiola, Luis Enrique, these men are big dogs. But, the Pep Guardiolas, the Luis Enriques, the Mikel Artetas, actually Ruben Amorim, Nagelsmann, these are all, we live in a climate now where it's all about micromanaging, and this one's got to move here and, across 90 minutes, or in the defensive phase, in the midfield phase, in the attacking phase, there's different kind of formations, and that we live in a weird world like that now. It's many formations and whatnot in one. This Nico brother was just in Rancy's stream chatting mad shit. Hey, you make sure you smash the like button if you're going to troll. The Spain squad is elite and works together cohesively. I'm not going to lie, Nico Williams looked good yesterday as well. Both Williams and Zubamendi perform better with Spain than in their respective leagues because of who is around them. Okay, good shit. Let's eat a bit. Big up Rainmaker. I don't know about that, but yeah. I can't lie. I had to rewatch my team's Champions League. I can't lie. Sesko against us kind of hurt. He's been pushed back so Openda can score. Honestly, it's crazy. 4-4-2. I just make sure your apologies are as loud as your disrespect when it comes to Sesko. I'm not saying he's the best thing since sliced bread. He's going to be amazing. Everybody should be scared. But some of the talk around him is absolutely blasphemy, man. Since we are getting one of the best youngsters in the world, rank them in order. Sesko, Yamal, Doué, Cherky, Wirtz, Wanyeri, or is it that Arsenal fans are tagging him as one of the best youngsters? I don't know what's going on there. I think you're a nasty man to put Sesko in that name. I think you're even nastier, with the greatest of respect to Wanyeri, to throw him in there. I'm sensing something's going on there. But for you, I'll answer. Yamal first. I think he's the best in the world. Yamal, I think Cherky, but I think Cherky, but am I wrong? Because I think Doué's probably announced himself a lot more than Cherky to the casual fan, with the exception of yesterday. For me, Yamal, Cherky / Doué, Wirtz, but Wirtz is a bad boy as well. And then naturally Wanyeri, with the greatest of respect. My issue with Sesko is that it's easier to drop a younger player for Havertz than if you sign a player like Gyökeres. I hear that. He's definitely trying to draw man out. Definitely trying to draw man out. Ecuador 0-0 versus Brazil. Ecuador much better side, but big problem. They have no decent in a Valencia replacement. Ancelotti debut started Richarlison. Carlo, man, I've been waffling about Brazil's going to win in 2026. Please don't make me look silly. Getting Rodrygo in would be mad business, I'll tell you. I'll believe it when I see it, because one, I can't see it happening before the Club World. And if there is a possibility, I cannot see it happening until after the Club World Cup. It's going to be a lot. There's a lot of finances, the transfer fee, the wages. Obviously, we're trying to get people to sign new contracts. We've got other business to do as well. Real Madrid have to make it clear that either we want to sell you or Rodrygo has to make it clear that I want to leave. And I don't think Rodrygo is going to say that. I genuinely feel Rodrygo just wants, I wouldn't say his ego boost, but I think he might be a bit, you know, when I'm at, like, a man might just be a bit disillusioned, don't know how he fits in. Now, if I'm Xabi Alonso, rightly or wrongly, I've just walked into the club. I recognize that there's pressure on me. I recognize that it's a long season. We're competing in many trophies. As good as Vinicius as Mbappe are, we all know football. We might play a game this week. Them lot are not having it. Rodrygo might be the one to make the difference. So I might just sit there and say to Rodrygo, yeah, I'm going to, whatever he wants to hear, I'm going to say it. Yeah, you're going to play. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. Once the window's shut, he's going to have to shut up and get on with it. All managers are liars. So they'd have to make it very clear. And you hear a lot of rumors around Rodrygo. He wants to play in the 10. He wants to play off the left. Real Madrid want to make some sales. You know, he wants to leave because he doesn't feel he's getting appreciated. There's bare whispers. And then also you got to factor in there's a World Cup. And also you got to factor in Arsenal are not going to have a clean run. Anyone that's got some pennies to put together for Rodrygo are going to get involved. Whether these guys sign them or not, and I don't know for the finances and obviously where you finished in the league, all of these kind of things. But you'd imagine if Rodrygo is genuinely interested, Arsenal are going to throw them their hat into the ring. For no reason, PSG will throw their hat into the ring. Chelsea will probably be there. Man United will inquire in some capacity. You'd imagine Liverpool would be there. And there might be a Bandulu club, like, I don't know, Newcastle might try whether they've got the finances. It's not going to happen, but the Saudi clubs might hiss around it. And I don't want to sound ungrateful, and I wouldn't be happy about Rodrygo, but I would only be happy, beyond the obvious, I'd only be happy about signing Rodrygo for about 42 hours, 24 to 48 hours, if I'm honest with you. Because, yeah, you'd be gassed, Brazil, quality player, excitement, but he's not Superman. And if we only sign Rodrygo and Zubamendi, that's not enough. You still need to rise up a striker. I'll sub you now. So now you're going to have Swedish Lazio fans trolling it. Big up Rants, because I don't know how you found out about Rants, but the fact that you're Swedish and Lazio, shout out to you, man. No, now it makes sense why you support Man United. It all makes sense now, man. You lot are boying it, though. We've got 55 likes. People, give me 30 seconds. I can see my alarm going off, so I'm going to go and answer the door quickly. Keep your thoughts coming. I'll be back in just 8 seconds. 1 second. Oh, this is the Good Friday, people. This is a Good Friday. My Amazon package came. Amazon's so weird. It freaks me the hell out, man, that these things arrive. Like, I ordered it yesterday and it's here already. But let me take my seat back and entertain you lot. Oh, shit. Kicking things over. Big up you lot tuned in, people. Smash the like button, subscribe. We ain't got 100 likes. You lot don't rate me. You lot hate me, man. The hell's going on? What's going on? Come on, man. It don't cost a thing. You lot acting like I'm asking you to super chat and shit. Go Arsenal, 100%. Big up, Kais. Shout out to the club for the Gabriel deal. I like that. Obviously, like, we need more than that. Like, we need more than that. But I do think, obviously, when you're in the transfer when you're in transfer season, better yet, and evidently, it's not, transfers are not the only thing Arsenal need, because we can sign all the, it's like buying clothes. You could buy all the designers, but if you don't know how to rock it, you're going to look shit in it. I think it's a very English thing. Like, it's not sexy. And as I said, we're in transfer season now, but you know, Man United, they can get excited as much as about Cunha and Gyökeres and this one. The manager's got to find a way to facilitate them. And obviously, Man United fans have seen what's going on with their team tactically and what they need to improve. Us the same. I think Arteta I think he's adapted because he's had no choice this season, rightly or wrongly. I need to see you evolve. Last season, well, not the one that just gone, the year before that, we was very good defensively. Year before that, good in the final third and very good attacking football. This year, I don't know what specific. There's nothing I've looked at, and I'm like, rah, like we're better at something. If you catch my drift. So signings are part of it. But my point of rambling about that is to say this: signings are one thing, but it's also about retaining talent and improving talent and keeping the group together. The only thing that shocks me is obviously if it's been announced today, then I's have been dotted, T's have been crossed. I don't know for a time period, but conservatively, at least 2 weeks, maybe more. That's the only thing that shocked me. Big up Berto, because obviously there's a lot of signings that needs to go, like renewals that need to happen and all of these kind of things. But we're used to these things kind of dragging out, if I'm honest with you. Like, I didn't expect that. I didn't expect to see Gabriel Magalhães' new deal announced before, like, either Thomas Partey or Trossard. We hear the rumours about them with the contracts. But you're right, man. And I think whatever you say about Mikel Arteta, if you want to see the trajectory of the club under Mikel Arteta, rightly or wrongly, then go and look at Magalhães from then till now. Really, we've come a long way. Like, and I'm speaking purely with Arsenal fans. Bozo, Jean, Calafiori's going to replace him. Only been in the last year or so, he's got his own chant. Pablo Mari's better than him. Bare nonsense was going on. Aubameyang won us a cup. Shout out Aubameyang. Laka and Aubameyang was banter era. You could argue we're still there, man. So it's from Laka to Sesko and Aubameyang to Rodrygo. We can't expect him to provide 20 plus goals and assists at Bilbao when Athletic doesn't even have players anywhere near his level at Arsenal who will provide. I guess you're speaking about Nico Williams. You can't sleep on anyone in this life. Take the handbrake off Arteta. To be honest, if Aubameyang was here, he'd be playing left wing. Arteta, like, you got to remember, yeah, whether you like it or not, obviously we want our striker to score goals, but you're like, in the modern day, for most teams, you're a sacrificial lamb. Like, you've got to drop deep, you've got to work the channels, you've kind of got to facilitate passages of play for the wide men and the late runners in midfield, and then you still got to go and score. I actually feel sorry for strikers. Like, I might not think the world of Gabriel Jesus, Lacazette, Eddie and Nketiah, but it's a tough arcs playing up front for Arsenal, if I'm honest with you, in what I look at. And being devil's advocate, if I look at it, is being like, obviously strikers have to score goals. So by that logic, strikers have to be clinical, right? We all know this. But being devil's advocate, and I hope it changes with Sesko or whatever's going on, but if being clinical was the prerequisite of playing up front for Mikel Arteta, then whether they've gone on to score or gone through purple patches, you arguably don't see Lacazette when he was playing up front, Eddie Nketiah when he was playing up front, Mikel Merino when he went up front, Kai Havertz when he went up front. I'm probably missing somebody else out, man. Yes, Hand of Arsenal has a chance to go down as the GOAT Arsenal ITK. Biggie, you know what? Him, and I think Team News and Ticks, I don't endorse or condemn any of these ITKs, but it seems like them lot have a better track record, man. Congrats on 67. KDG, you're close to 70. We're flirting, man. Aubameyang was dog water when we re-signed. I hear it, man. We accepted Sesko after 4 years without Aubameyang. The standards have been lowered. Nah, bro, don't get it twisted. No one would be more happier than me if we had a proper seasoned veteran gunman up front. My thoughts is whether Sesko flops or not, cool, I'll hold up my L. From what I've seen, I'm not going to look at Sesko from the point of entry, like assuming he signed right now today at 3:24 p.m. on the 6th of June. I'm not going to be like, wow, our fortunes have changed. I won't be gassed to the same way when we did sign Aubameyang or when we signed Lacazette and it didn't work, or when we signed Alexis Sanchez or Mesut Ozil. But I think he's a decent player. And I feel sorry for him because whether you signed a seasoned vet or a kind of emerging kind of guy like Sesko, Arteta, you need to make sure that there's a trophy coming to North London next season. Like, you lot need to make that happen. And I feel sorry for Sesko because realistically, Sesko was a signing. Maybe the last cutoff point for fans to just allow it would have been last season. I think Sesko is a signing that fans would have probably been looking at them kind of man you signed 2-3 years ago, where we're kind of, and you still kind of do it because we're bringing in this, we'll get onto it, but that Juventus guy who's, been ahead of scouting. We're still linked with emerging talents. We've obviously got young players coming from the academy. We're still trying to do all of that kind of stuff. And that applies to Sesko kind of thing. The issue with Arteta is you need to deliver tomorrow, really, in the sense that you need to win trophies. So you're going to have to hold that no matter how you do it. That's a World Cup, WC chess move if it happens. What are you referring to? Need to sell, man, a dream to build a squad. DG, we sign Rodrygo, then get money for Verts, Berta Masterclass. Verts, Verts, madness. But yeah, you should because think about it. You can see with Rodrygo. I don't know Rodrygo, but he might be feeling a bit insecure about his situation. So if you're Xabi Alonso, and let's have it right, Xabi Alonso's got so many things that he needs to do at Real Madrid. They need a lot. You don't really want to have to deal with Rodrygo. So you're going to tell him everything. You might even play him in the World Club Cup. Give him some first team football. Tell him he's working hard. I actually don't know when La Liga starts, if the summer window closes. But first 2 games, for example, if the window's still open, he might play. Then once the window's shut, you can scream, shout, say it all about what's going on. We have to be honest though, DG. We have seen 2 finals with a 3-5-2 system where there's no energy because too much space has to be covered by the wing backs. Europa League final with Unai and 2024-25 champs. Richarlison played well, actually. Also, Carlo is testing out his squad to see you can trust. Paolo, I hope we just win the World Cup, bro. That's all I want, man. Big Gabby knows Arsenal win a cup. I mean, what they say in public and private are 2 different things. But if I take your word at face value, Magalhães sounds bullish. Saliba sound bullish. Rice sound bullish. Saka sound bullish. Big up Lewis Skelly. He's been in the team 2 minutes. He sound bullish. And for all my criticisms of the players, of Arteta, etc., I wouldn't say I've seen the players down tools. But there's got to be a point where they become disillusioned. And honestly, if I was a footballer at Arsenal, I would have been disillusioned with last summer. Like, big up Calafiori Marino. There weren't no game changers off the backdrop of what happened the season before. I'd be fucking pissed off, pardon my language, January, because that would tell me, my employers, not even necessarily Arteta, and I'm not absolving him from any blame and any fault and whatnot. I'll be saying, yeah, you man are not serious. You lot don't really. And I honestly believe in my heart, I still think we could have won the Prem or whatever. I can't just blame the Cronkies, but I think that's why I think there's multiple issues at my football club, because I genuinely think, yeah, as I said, January told me everything, because you weren't serious about trying to claw things back, or you don't not sign anyone. I think that's quite crazy to me. But I think, yeah, you see the 2022-23 season when nobody expected us to be in a title race. It didn't work out. I think the club, those above the coaches and Arteta, maybe even them, I think they felt we've accelerated. I think they think we're in these conversations a lot more than they planned. And I think there's naturally been complacency. Like, even if I be devil's advocate, yeah, I genuinely thought them in January, like the club, like the executives, I genuinely think they sat there and said, well, we're going to get top 4. Yeah, we're going to get top 4. We're going to, the league's probably gone. We're going to get top 4, because we was in that weird place last season. I know mathematically we drew ourselves out at a point and got into a top 4 race, but we was in that weird place in that we're nowhere near Liverpool. We're probably better than the rest. So we're just kind of it doesn't make sense, but we're in our own kind of league thing. And then obviously we just chugged along. Beating Real Madrid gave us a bit of optimism. Focus turned to the Champions League. We all know how it all panned out, man. Like, you lot are not stupid. Going toe-to-toe with City, with Havertz and Eddie, and you say, man, think we'll regress with Sesko and elite talent. Oh, I hear you. When they sign average and not established class, I just think as a club as well, like, we're at the point, stop trying to reinvent the wheel. Like, everything has to make sense. Like, no more jacks of all trades. And I don't get it twisted. If there's a striker, like, he's a striker, but he can play left wing and he can play 10, for example, or there's an 8 who can play as a 6 or can play out wide. I'm just giving examples. I'm on that. But I think we've signed too many guys that can do everything or a little bit of everything. But what are you? You lot know I'm a big fan of Mikel Merino as a squad player. Realistically, what are you? We know you're a very intelligent midfielder. We know you can play midfield. We know you're obviously good in the air. You can do a thing up front. You made a career now at Arsenal and actually for Spain, arriving into the box. But what are you? Because if I'm honest, you look better up front than in midfield for us. So less of them kind of, everything's got to make sense now. Definitely where the starting 11 signings are concerned, because I think we need 3 people that upgrade, not necessarily, forget personnel, but we need 3 key areas in our squad. Striker, we know this. Left wing, we know this. Centre mid, we know this. I don't quite think left back, but I do think we need to buffer left back, because I think we've got false depth. I haven't said this before, but I think we've got false depth defensively. And what I mean by that is we've got bodies, but then when you strip it back, obviously we've got Timber, Magalhães, and Saliba. Focus on those 3. We ran them into the ground. So next season, they're going to play a lot. We want them to play a lot. But when we can be cute and clever and, we might have a game wrapped up and there's 20 minutes left, take one off and you get where I'm going, or a little rest here. We need to look after them. But these lot have had injuries. So again, if we've learned nothing more this season, depth is crucial. But you've seen that. Timber's had a couple of knocks. Then you break it down. Tini's cutting, right? Lewis Skelly's here, and Lewis Skelly might lose form, might get injured. You never know. But Zinchenko might be gone. Tini's cutting. I love Tomiyasu, as you don't know, but you can't bet on Tomiyasu's fitness. Calafiori, Calafiori missed 100 days in total. Kivio, I reckon he stays, but future subject to speculation. Depends on what offers or what he says. So we don't really have that depth. And even at the club must know it, because I'll be amazed if we don't sign a left back. And we didn't sign Howson from Bournemouth, and we didn't get Victor Reis from Palmeiras, but we were linked with them. The Athletic came out and said we liked them. So when I see that, that tells me you want defensive reinforcements. We've got a lot to do, man. Joel Hatto would be good, man. I got a lot of time for him. Can play centre back, can play left back. Bring that. Why did Berto want to sign Sesko for Atletico in 2023? Goulet, only 10 I really want, but Eze can do versatility, Swiss Army knife. I look at it, unless Real Madrid have gone above Xabi Alonso and said, yeah, you're leaving, this is happening, that's happening. If you're a Real Madrid player, whether you're young, apart from Modric, who's cutting, if you're Real Madrid, are any of your players going to be in a rush to leave? Because especially the players that, obviously, Carlo Ancelotti and Xabi Alonso, they're two different men. Like, they've got two different philosophies, and that players that Carlo didn't give any games to or wasn't looking at, maybe they become key players under Xabi Alonso. My point being, if you're at Real Madrid, you're thinking, yeah, you know what? If I impress during preseason, I impress in training, the manager likes me, fortunes might change. And again, I look at the Arda Güler's, the Hendricks of the world, and them kind of players at Real Madrid, right? Surely they're going to go down the Kai Havertz route before Kai Havertz, the Martin Odegaard route. And what I mean by that is you're going to go on a loan or two before they say, all right, permanent, you're gone. I don't know. So it'd be interesting to see. I'm telling you now, DG, as things are looking right now, we aren't in a position to win nothing again. Just put the FA Cup in the bag. No bigger waste of money than Aubameyang. That's a nasty agenda, Charlie. Eze would be good. Apparently he's getting Spurs. Danny Ceballos stealing and living at Real Madrid. And then even that, you look at him, Diaz, couple of them players. If Real Madrid really need to raise funds, surely these players are gone before Rodrygo. Now, obviously, they're not going to bring as much as Rodrygo. Their market might not be as big as Rodrygo. But surely these kind of players are going to be sold. Havertz and Sesko, Chimaka, Sanogo, well done. Arteta, well done. Eze would be cold, man. DG, Arsenal paying 38 million for this Greek player from Gent over Rodrygo. Victor, this club is funny. Just wish we could do both, man. I can't lie, I don't rate this Sesko guy. I hope Arsenal know what they're doing. Kept our Prouder drive for 13 Bundesliga goals. A young striker. Now you guys are trying to gaslight me that we ain't moving mad. I was almost convinced, but I had to remind myself. And I get it. The only thing I could say is he proves you wrong. I like Sesko. I like what he could be. I understand the frustrations, and I somewhat agree with the frustrations about, you know, it's not the talismanic figure, 13 league goals, all of these kind of things. I agree with it. All I can say is I hope he proves you wrong. But if we do sign Sesko, and I don't know who the left winger would be, ironically, we've been talking about Rodrygo, I think there's more of a need to get goals from that. We need to get goals from the left-hand side anyways. But if you've got Sesko who needs to chip in, needs to get 13 goals or more, I think you need, regardless, we need it anyways. But you would more need, you needed goals last season from that left-hand side. You overly need it now. Because it can, at worst comes to worst, you need to mimic the Liverpool model, where Firmino obviously scored goals and chipped in and did his thing, but the bread and butter was the two wide men. I know Saka pulls his weight. If I'm honest, rightly or wrongly, Kai Havertz on the goal scoring front has pulled his weight a lot more than a lot of our attackers, which is testament to Kai, because whether we like him or not, you're doing your thing. That makes me look at Mikel Arteta and how we're building the squad funny. We need to not get negative, but I feel there's too much romance. I'm not saying like 9 out of 10 times. Obviously, we beat Real Madrid, right? But look at the squad we went with over 2 games. 9 out of 10 times, yeah, we don't win that game. The one time it banged. We need to remove the negatives, the positives, just and just look at it for what it is. Is this the most competent scenarios? You've got Lewis Kelly, good. I'm just being devil's advocate. You're playing an 18-year-old academy left back. You're playing your second, maybe even third choice, because only Arteta would know in his heart if everyone was fit and there was 1-2 injuries, if Kivio would have started anyways. You're doing that. You're playing a centre mid up front. I'm not condemning or praising and internal solutions. I hear it. Does this sound good? It's not. And as you saw against PSG, I won't even say it was courageous. We're trying the thing, but unfortunately, when you remove emotion, it just comes down to the levels now and the competencies. Maybe if we had a striker, goals change games. Remember the first 20 minutes in the second leg? It's neither here nor there. But maybe if we had a striker or someone that had that stardust, maybe we get a goal or two first 20 minutes and it's a different game. And our manager's not coming out and saying we're the best team in the Champions League, in which, okay, if we're the best team in the Champions League, I believe PSG were the best team in the Champions League because they won the competition. Can I sit down, which will never happen? Luis Enrique, I know, if I could sit you down, Arteta, would you swap places with Luis Enrique and we're in PSG lifting the trophy? Arteta, you're a liar if you don't say yes. And then I'd ask Luis Enrique. Obviously, Luis Enrique be smoking something special if he said he would. That tells you everything. We do a lot of talking about XG and field tilt and how close we were in the games. We're never on the right side of the fine margins. 3 starters minimum, bro. The only jack of all trades I want is Mbeumo. You're going to have to let that go. Marino's an 8, though. I'd rather him play as an 8 than a 6, but auxiliary, man, squad player. I don't say this in a disrespectful way. I just think we need to remove the romance. I think we're in that weird space now where guys that should be on the periphery of the first team, they're our squad players. Our squad players are first team regulars. And we need to, decipher people and put them in the right roles. Obviously, if you're a squad player and you're playing out of your skin and doing mad stuff, you deserve to start. But sometimes I think we have to just look at the picture and assume people for what they are. Trossard and Martinelli, you lot can't be guys that start for 35 of the 38 games. That's not dissing you. But you lot can get occasional starts. You lot might come off the bench and score some goals for us. I've actually got a video coming out, on the topic of squad. This is a spoiler alert if you're here, I did an interview with Sammy Lander, big him up, He's actually known as the first substitution coach, and we had a great chat. It's over an hour long. I'll probably bring it out on Monday, and we was touching on this. And I promise you, if you watch that when it's out, you'll understand why you need a squad and all of those kind of things, man. Listen, I'm working for you, don't think it's just transfer news, man. Trying to get coaches, interviews, and interesting stories and that, but yeah, man, just put people in the squad roles. Marino, it's a squad thing. Havertz, it's a squad thing. Trossard, it's a squad thing. Martinelli, it's a squad thing. Give you a large up yourself, it's a squad thing. That front three is abysmal, bro. I'm not even trying to boy it. Come on, man. It's a fallacy if we're expecting to do serious things. Big up DG, big up Arsenal, just a spicy Spurs. I'm even mad. Villa are in PSR problems. Go and get Rodgers, Eze, and Rodrygo, bro. That's too much peas, man. I want Rodgers. They're gonna sell Emmy. Well, I don't know when the Duran stuff falls under the accountants, but they've just sold Duran. I say they sold him in January for big money, as we all know. It looks like Emi Martinez is going to go. I'm sure they got some money from Buendia. They've been linked with selling Jacob Ramsey. I'm sure there's a couple other players that will depart Aston Villa. So there's a lot of players they will look to sell before they sell a star in Morgan Rodgers. And also, every transfer window, especially in the summer in the last few years, Aston Villa and Newcastle, their players always linked with other teams. And what do we hear? Oh, they're close to PSR, they're in trouble. We hear that all the time. So I take it with a pinch of salt. Hey, bro, haven't been in the transfer loop. Is there any truths about Rodrygo? There must be an element, but everybody's interested in everyone. Interest correlating to bids and medicals and fees agreed, and ultimately footballers playing for our club. Very different. But we're going to get into all of that in just a moment, man. People would have said the same thing when João Neves, Doué, and Isak were linked to us. Zubi, Sesko, Rodrygo, Kepa, Eze. I'm down to run back the defense as is. Nah, man. I know we can't get everything, but I think Arsenal have left themselves so short. There's none of that. You can't. Obviously, it is what it is, but I don't think there's a reality where you can get me a banging left winger, but you ain't got me a striker. You can't get me a striker and no left winger. You need to do everything. You need a striker, and I would love stars, of course. But whether they're stars, developmental talents, just in terms of the profile, you need a left winger, you need a striker. There's no debate about that. You need a centre mid. You need to be planning a new centre mid. You might even need 2 if Partey leaves. You need some level of defensive reinforcements. You need stronger depth. We know what we need to do in the goalkeeping range. There's no half job now. Everything needs to get done. Last summer was the last one where maybe you could have got me a striker. I would have allowed it if you got me a left winger. No, everything needs to be done now. Taking a piss, really. Kepa is still the world's most expensive goalkeeper. He's got a lot of stories to tell the grandkids in it. All we need now is backup KP. What's KP? SS, SK, centre mid, right wing, left wing. What is SK? Sweeper keeper? We're not going to sign an out-and-out right winger. We might sign a wide man that can play on the left and the right, predominantly stronger off the left. We're not going to do that. Like, you sign a winger that can play off both flanks, whether they're stronger on the left. Well, they have to be strong on the left. That's one. Wanyeri in the short term is probably seen as some level of backup or competition for Saka. That's 2. And I'm not saying I agree with it, but naturally, Trossard, Martinelli, these guys can play on the right-hand side. And on paper, you do have Nelson. when they sign average and not established class. When we're spending big money, we'll always go for a player who has the most scope to come good 3 years down the line. It's both a good and bad thing. Exactly. And that's where the club are in issues because it's a win now mode. Yeah, could do a 4-4-1-1 if we get Gyökeres. But you lot got to forget the Gyökeres, man. Thomas Sesko don't play right 10. He would be a good backup shadow striker in the 10 position. Sesko. Media mouthpieces think we're mugs gonna fall for it all over again every single time, bro. They can link whatever they can link with us to their blue in the face. I'll make videos and talk with you lot. All I hope is that Arsenal do what needs to be done in it. Because if you don't do what needs to be done, you don't need to hold it. I'm so sure if I go over everything I said in relation to Arsenal in the summer, last year, and I bring it up now, and I re-upload the videos, I don't think anyone would be able to tell if I said it in 2025 or 2024, personally. His dad was praying against us, doing all sorts of magic to go. Who is that? Who is that? Arteta and the board think this signing will satisfy your fan base. I don't think they'll do that, man. If I'm honest. Shameless media calling new Arsenal signing the Greek Messi. Yeah, man. They're just trying to do the engagement thing. If you had to bet on it, who plays more games next season, Sesko or Havertz? Because I think that's what has me down about the Sesko news. Havertz. Through the middle, Sesko. Sesko will score goals at Arsenal 100%. The Arteta system is set up for strikers to bag. Nketiah was getting hat tricks when Palace struggled to score. Hey, bro. I hope so, my God. What's funny too is Emre does a save a hole as well. Now he wants Sancho. It's all BS narratives. Do you really think you could beat Chelsea to Rodrygo if it came down to it? I think we could give them a fight, but they got the P's, bro. And they'll actually commit to it properly. We'll half step. Hope so. Look at this guy, Marcel. Benjamin Sesko, what a player. I can't believe we missed out on that gun, man. It's over for the Prem. Might as well give Arsenal the trophy from now. You lot are still linked with him. Stay humble. Happy Eid, man. 100% happy Eid. Also, who is Karat Sass? Plays for Gent. Not going to act like I know him like on some religious thing, but I like what I see. Like the fact that he's an emerging talent. I think very impressed with his balance, his close control. It sounds dumb, but for a young player, like spatial awareness, can understand why we'd be linked. Apart from that, myth. DG thoughts on Alvarez cutting through. I would love Julian Alvarez, but he just went to Atletico Madrid. I'm not going to put all my eggs in that basket, bro. I don't believe it. Havertz and Sesko, there's no difference in them. I hear that, but then I think if you're saying that with the greatest of respect, and I'm not even saying this to say Sesko's going to be a success or a flop. Clearly, man are doing the emotional thing and they're not watching football. Yeah, they're both too. Sesko is completely different. They don't even play the same way. By all means, criticize Havertz, criticize Sesko, but please make it make sense, man. Football is evolving. It's a young man's game. Stressco. You know what? That's funny, man. Stressco installment should allow us to break the bank for Rodrygo, get it done. But again, I'm no finance man, yeah, but the budget has to include everything. Because when you talk about signings, people think like you got to remember the wages. So you got to, if you're signing Sesko, that's 60, 70, maybe more million. Zubamendi's 50 odd. Rodrygo's going to probably cost you 80 plus, conservative of 80, as high as 100 plus his wages. Plus, Arteta might want to sign some other things. Gabriel Magalhães has signed a new deal. You want Saka to sign a new deal. You want Saliba to sign a new deal. It's not as much, but every little helps, or every part contributes. You got the Wanyeris and the Miles Lewis Skellies. You're still, for the best part of a year, spending the money on Gabriel Jesus. I really hate bringing up Kai Havertz's name for obvious reasons, but he's on 260 grand a week or something. On paper, Martinelli's on 190. Partey's on big money. You might renew him. Reece Nelson's on 100k a week. He ain't gone anywhere anytime soon. Obviously, these guys could leave. Fabio Vieira the same. Zinchenko's on big money. Does it really make sense? It's telling we got a 17-year-old schooling us on football at national level. We need a clinical striker more than anything. They should get the job done first. Which is better, Gyökeres with 54 goals and 13 assists in the Portuguese league, or Sesko with 19 goals and 6 assists? I would have liked Sesko, man. I like Sesko. I would have liked Gyökeres because it's away from what we do. I hear it. Like somebody said, we only commit the mad money when, one, whether it works or not, we truly believe in the player, or it's, you could be quality for years and longevity, like with Sesko. Apparently, Sesko is going to be more expensive. Gyökeres, for me, beyond the obvious, I mean, he's 27, he's ready right now. Yeah, there's an exchange rate and whatnot with the Portuguese league and 18 penalties, but either way, he's got the numbers in it. And for me, more than anything, it pivots away from what we do. Like we always sign the stars for tomorrow. Sometimes in life, you have to do different things. But at the same time, as much as I want Gyökeres, and if Sesko flops, Sesko flops, I can't understand why people are turning up their nose, man, if I'm honest. And all that backing of the chairman not fighting you like a lot of other chairmen fighting their manager with complete visions and directions for the club, aka club balancing. Why no top clubs go for Gyökeres? Man United, though. If City were on the level this season and Gyökeres did it against that City team, completely different convo today. But I think Gyökeres will be all right, man. I've seen enough without the ball to think he can thrive. I don't think you're going to get these mad FIFA numbers, but you're still going to score. Obviously, when you don't sign for Arsenal, I hope you don't. I hope we sit there and go, oh, well, that's why you don't buy strikers from the Portuguese league. But I think he'll be all right. I think both teams, there's a reality where we could sign Gyökeres, he bags. We could sign Gyökeres, he flops. We could sign Sesko, he bags. We could sign Sesko, he flops. Mikel Arteta, you need to make sure, regardless of this, that you win a silverware next season. Because it's going to turn ugly very quick. Why are Chelsea, Liverpool, and other top teams not going for Sesko? Let's ponder on that. To be fair, they kind of are. Perfectly said, MA. Then everyone glazes Enrique and Arteta are bum. It's fine margins. Still, we should have 3 cups by now. Not one that's on him. No disrespect to Arteta. I just don't rate him like I do Luis Enrique and other managers. He's not in there. He's not in their realm. I have no faith in buying Rodrygo. Chelsea are in need of a striker and didn't go for Gyökeres. Same with Liverpool, even Barcelona and other teams in Europe. The question is why. I hear that, but they might have other things because I look at someone like Cherky, who's been available for a while at Lyon. City are going for him. You could argue there's a lot of teams like ours that need him a lot more. It's just one of those things. People think Villa will have to sell Rodgers, but I can name you at least 11 players that Villa can and will sell before Rodgers. Exactly that. I don't understand why people think Sesko is a bum. Maybe it's underwhelming, but he's clearly an exciting youngster. Players rioting against Arteta if he was PSG manager. Damn. What's worse, Chelsea get Gyökeres or United? United, because I think he's more likely to flop at Chelsea, man. Man United was on the lap before he went to Chelsea. Need to, yeah. But then you look at last summer, Sesko, and this summer, it's well known. Sesko's agent was at the games of Man United, Arsenal, and Chelsea. Everybody's chatting with everyone. Sometimes it might not even be because of a player's ability. It might be the wages. You might want the player wants to go elsewhere. Who knows? And as much as I'm engaged and clearly engaged in this Gyökeres Sesko debate, a part of me is, and I've been saying this before, just get me a striker, whether it is Gyökeres, Isaac, which we're not going to get, Gyökeres, Isaac, Sesko, Watkins, who else we've been linked with, Boniface, Osimhen, I'm just saying random names, Vlahovic, just random names. Regardless, I'm at the point now, just get me my striker, we talk about them after, because I know the other realm of it, and one thing that annoys me is every player's got a risk. Gyökeres has risks, pros and cons. The same for Sesko, but we've also seen the other side of it when you don't do nothing. Everything's a risk, man. And Sesko can finesse, use power, header, and give karate lessons. He's set. Bloody hell. Bloody hell, mate. Bloody hell. But yeah, man, with that being said, let me share my screen, people, and let's get into 1, 2 things. Romano has said, I understand Arsenal are now advancing in negotiations for Benjamin Sesko after initial concrete talks reported last week. Discussions underway and proceeding well between all parties involved, player and club. No agreement yet now or advancing this week. Sorry, no agreement yet now or advancing this weekend, but advancing, or expected this weekend, but advancing. Okay, whatever that means. Arsenal have Kepa their main target as they seek to recruit a backup goalkeeper this summer. Arsenal see his 5 million release clause as a potential market opportunity and are actively pursuing an agreement with the player. You're boying me, man. You're boying me. Skipping to this, people. Again, Arsenal, the Athletic came out with an article. Arsenal and the importance of finding a transfer window balance. For Mikel Arteta, this is a win now somewhere. I hope so. I'm just trying to get past all of this. But apparently, Arsenal's top brass appear determined to support him in this pursuit. We plan to invest to get behind winning and doing better next season, said Josh Kroenke in May. I don't want to hear. I just want to know the bulk of this, people. A case in point, Arsenal are among the clubs tracking Gent's 17-year-old Greece international Konstantinos Karassas. They have followed Karassas' apologies. Dramatic rise closely. He spent a year playing in Belgium's second division with Jean Gent before graduating to the senior team in February 2024. From the start of last season, a 16-year-old Karassas was featuring regularly in Belgium's top flight. His emergence helped offset the departure of Bilal El Khanous, who joined Leicester City in August. Karassas predominantly plays as a number 8 or 10 and can also operate off the right. So you can naturally see why he would be interested. And I'm all for them players of tomorrow. I think you got to do that. But we also need to take care of today. Although he represented Belgium at youth level, when it came to seniors, Karassas switched to Greece, the country of his parents' birth. He made his full debut in March as a substitute against Scotland in the first leg of the Nations League promotion/relegation playoff and got his first international goal in the return fixture, becoming the youngest goal scorer in Greek history at 17 years, 4 months and 4 days old. He's part of an exciting generation of Greek talent. Arsenal have also followed Olympiakos' 18-year-old midfielder Christos Muzinkantis. I mean, we have signed a couple of Greek players before that played for our academy but didn't bang. A player capped at 17 is likely to command a high price. Gent expect a fee that could rise as high as 30 to 40 million euros in brackets 25.3 to 33.7 after add-ons. Any deal agreed now would be formalized at a later date or involve a loan back to Gent, as he doesn't turn 18 until November. Karassas is not eligible to join Arsenal until the next winter window, so January at the very earliest. As yet, though, there has been no direct contact between the clubs. So again, we keep hearing this. There's all this interest and all these things, but things are not advancing. Whether Arsenal's interest progresses will be determined by their key transfer decision makers. Arsenal's aim is clear: to win. Let's make sure. What's the strategy in recruitment that will underpin and sustain that? Arteta is bullish about the club's need to add established Premier League ready players this summer. Equally, Arsenal have committed to supporting academy manager Per Mertesacker with a budget to strengthen at under 16 and 17s level. The Athletic, can I ask one thing, man? Who wrote this? James Nicholas. Brother, there's no need for just cut out the tosh sometimes, man, and just get to what actually matters, man. Anywho, people. But between those extremes, there's another category to consider: the development player. There are those prospects between 18 and 21 who are on the fringes of the first team, but capable of contributing when required. Crucially, their investments, players who could be stars of the future or valuable assets. Sign it. We know that was a Wenger thing. We know it's a dilemma. I'm not going to lie. Karassas is one of several young stars Arsenal have contemplated moving for over the past 12 months. They closely followed the development of Victor Rice at Brazil's Palmeiras and could have signed him for less than the near 30 million Manchester City ultimately paid in January. The 18-year-old Rosenborg midfielder Nepan held talks with Arsenal over a possible 50 million move in that same window, but ultimately decided to stay in Norway until at least the summer. If Arsenal had been more front-footed and persuasive in their pursuit, the outcome might have been different. Berta and the new guy coming in, identifying talent's one thing, get over the line, because that is what we've been told. They said it in a smart way, but that's what we've been told, man. One love for this. Hey, AFC Max, one love for the super chat, my boy. Appreciate you. Get DG. Bring up yourself, man. We need to re-sign Saka, Saliba, Martinelli, Partey, Ethan, Dalman, and make smart signings, i.e. Rodrygo, Sesko, another midfielder, a left back, a centre back, and a goalie, as the great man once said, 0-0. Come on. Let's hope that they can prove us wrong, really, because I think a lot of us Arsenal fans, we're not necessarily negative. I just think we're just not holding our breath in the window. Like, we just show us what you're on. But yeah, it might have been different. Arsenal's reticence to spend on development players is understandable, particularly in the case of last January, when there was also an urgent need for a centre forward in the first team. I hear that, but you didn't sign no one. And when it became clear with Ollie Watkins that you don't want to sign no one, I'm not saying sign people for the sake of it, but you might as well sign these young players then. You might as well, whether they're going to play any part of this season or not, you might as well. There's no point trying to make out we're bare smart, trying to find players of tomorrow if you're identifying the talent and not getting it over the line, much like the trophies. So yeah, man, we know about Ollie Watkins, brother. This guy is waffling. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. There are two strands of recruitment, however, and are not mutually exclusive. They are complementary. Renewal and future planning are part of any coherent recruitment strategy. I'm not going to lie, people. I'm going to just try and skip to the tosh now because there's too much going on now. There's bare paragraphs, but there doesn't need to be. What has he said here? There's internal debate at Arsenal over the number 9 position. Sesko of Leipzig represents the development project, newly 22 years of age. His birthday was last week, and with huge upside, but a player who may take a little time to fulfill that potential. Victor Gyökeres of Sporting, by contrast, was already in his prime, having turned 27 on Wednesday. We are still waiting for the first Berta signing, but he has begun the process of remodeling his recruitment team after the departure of Jason Ito, the former assistant and interim sporting director. Arsenal are in advanced talks with Matteo Tregonozzi over a senior recruitment role. He helped set up Juventus's next gen and under 23 team. The club enrolled in Italy's third division to help bridge the gap between youth and first team football. He's also helped sign Samuel Illing Jr., Mateus Sole, Housen, who's now at Real Madrid, Kenan Yildiz, who's a golden boy in Turkish football, people. So, yeah, if you've got youth recruitment and you've also been a sporting director at Granada, obviously you've got Berta. We need serious individuals because we've been winging it. Eddie weren't serious. Ato weren't serious. We need guys that are experienced and serious. What all this means for Carasas remains to be seen. A fee that could eventually surpass 30 million in the current window is a lot for a player who can't play for Arsenal this calendar year. Of late, Arteta's voice has tended to carry most authority on first team transfers. Oh, but they're not his players. Will he advocate for the signing of a player who doesn't immediately improve his options? And if not, does Berta have the authority to influence or will change to that? Managerial buy-in is essential if Arsenal are to embrace this strategy. One contention from the club might be that they don't need to invest heavily in developmental talents at a time when their academy is producing prodigies such as Miles Lewis-Skelly and Wanyeri, and you've also got Max Dowman coming through. All three are left-footed. I wonder, that's a mad coincidence, isn't it? But that was mad waffle for no reason. Gabriel Magalhães has signed a new deal, as we all know, people. My guy, 27 years of age, apparently signed a 4-year deal with an option of another. We're very happy to keep you, Magalhães, man. Big up yourself, my dude. And he said, I'm proud. I love this club. What has he said? It's an amazing club, and I'm so happy to sign a new contract. I love this club. I love the fans, my teammates. I love the stadium. I'm so proud, and thank you for all the support. I arrived here as a young player, and now almost 5 years at this club. I'm so happy. I've learned a lot here. I'm so proud of myself as well to have worn the captain's armband sometimes in this club. Maybe you should be our captain full stop. Either you or Rice, or even Saka. I don't know. I'm not saying Odegaard should lose it. Yeah, man. And what has he said here? I think it's an amazing journey. I'm so happy to continue this journey. I hope I win some trophies with this club because I love this club. My family loves it. We've done a lot of good things, and now it's time to win some trophies. That's another player that follows Miles Lewis-Skelly, Saliba, Bukayo Saka, Declan Rice, and manager Mikel Arteta and saying trophies. But people will gaslight you and tell you about entitlement. Anywho, people, we've done a lot of good things, and now it's time to win trophies. I want to say thank you for everything. I love the fans. I love how they push the team. I think they are so incredible to keep pushing us every single game. We continue together for the future. He said, I'm doing well. It's a bit difficult for me. I know it's time to recharge. I feel much, much better now. I'm so excited for next season. Big up David Rao getting the golden boot as well, as it's kind of alluded to. What has gone in here? Arsenal, move, man. No one don't care about this. Get off the screen. Arsenal are continuing to do more work on Live 6 Benjamin Sesko as they seek to secure a striker this window. The club had gone into the window essentially deciding between the Slovenian and Sporting's Victor Gyökeres, but it's understood Sesko is currently leading with more names now considered as fullback options. The Arsenal ownership and most of the hierarchy feel Sesko presents the best overall package given his quality at the age of 21, he's 22 now, as well as his potential development. He has long been considered as having a higher ceiling than Gyökeres, although the offset was that the latter is in his prime at 26. One view is that missing out on Sesko might now be like missing out on Alexander Isak. There's nevertheless internal discussion over his price, which could rise to 75 million. That formed one reason why the club have gone cooler on Gyökeres. There's a general view in the market that the Sporting striker is overpriced, given the caveats, that come with how much most of his goals have come in Portugal for one of the top 3 clubs. The Arsenal hierarchy have instead raised the possibility of going back in for Watkins, given that would be a relatively low price for a proven Premier League goal scorer. So do you get Gyökeres and Watkins? That's the only, I still think you need to get, if you did that, get me a left winger as well. But I would, if you got me them, then I might say, you know what, I'll allow you for the left winger. provided you address all the others. Huh? PSG's Ramos has been put to the club as a potential option, but his wage demands are currently off-putting. There's meanwhile little concern within Arsenal about Zubamendi's recent comments. The Real Sociedad midfielder cast new uncertainty over his future after praising new manager of Real Madrid, Xabi Alonso. These are nevertheless being interpreted as it's just a sort of typical media duty talk that comes out of the international break. Zubamendi is still expected to ultimately sign for Arsenal. Okay, Arsenal considering shock transfer for Kepa with Chelsea record keeper available for peanuts. We love garbage. We love jumping in Chelsea's garbage, innit? He was at Bournemouth. He kept 8 clean sheets in 31 appearances. 5 million, fair enough. Bro, we let Chelsea get away with murder. 72 million. Oh, what happened there? Did I click something I'm not supposed to click? Oh, sorry, folks. Accidents happen. It now looks like permanent exits on the cards. What's the wages? Apparently, he's thought to be available for just 5 million, thanks to the release clause in his contract that was agreed prior to his loan to the Cherries last summer. Should the Gunners convince Kepa to jump ship to North London, they would be securing his services for over 14 times less than Chelsea paid for him. His current deal expires in 2026. So if they're saying 5 million, bid 3.5. His contract's expiring, bro. It is what it is. We need a backup goalie. Do what you need to do. Highest goal scoring centre back in Premier League history. Gabriel Magalhães is on 17 goals. Koscielny was on 22. Vermaelen had 13. I don't know who this is. This guy was a prick. You played for Spurs, Arsenal, and Chelsea. You're the worst captain I've ever seen in this club. I won't even say your name. Suck him up, Gallas, pussy. Anyways, absolute coward. Say what you want about my player, coward. The way you behaved at St Andrews, coward, disgrace of a footballer, mercenary, absolute twat. Like, I hate Gallas from a footballing point of view. I don't know you as a person. I don't know how credible Ben Jacobs is, but he said on the Rodrygo situation, it remains one to watch this summer. Arsenal's interest is genuine, but no approach yet. One of several options Andrea Berta is broadly considering. Other Premier League clubs also discussed back in May, including Chelsea and Liverpool, but no meaningful approach from either. Chelsea aware of the market opportunity. That's nice. I thought these were market opportunities, not fucking Kepa for 5 million, but have other priorities as it stands, including Gittins. Also, long-standing Saudi interest in Rodrygo dating as far back as summer 2023. As revealed, Real are open to selling him for 90 to 100 million euros package, but Rodrygo's side are for now solely focused on Xabi Alonso and understanding his plan. So you're not going to see resolution on that immediately. Once again, we've made contact with Chelsea regarding the deal for Kepa. The club are looking for a capable number 2. Kepa is willing to compete with Raya and is ready to take a wage. All right, cool. Take your wage up, compete. Compete, I don't know what compete means for you, but bench boy. You can play in the early rounds of the League Cup. My guy. What else have we got? Big up Double M Mikel Merino for bagging against Spain. Did you not see Zubamendi? He played very well yesterday, man, and it was a good game in general. Jorginho will arrive in Rio de Janeiro early on Friday morning to undergo medical tests and sign a 3-year contract with Flamengo. He'll wear the number 21 shirt. Farewell. This could be us, man. This could be us, man. This could be us, lads. Make sure, you know. Arsenal are prepared to make... Well, I guess we won't be able to read that. Arsenal are prepared to make a big financial offer if Rodrygo is on the market. Key figures have spoken to him, including players at Arsenal. He'll have a meeting with Xabi Alonso where he'll emphasize on his will to play left wing. What else we got? Apparently we've made him our top target and he's spoken to people. We'll present a strong financial offer if the player is placed on the market. So if he's not placed on the market, it don't mean nothing, really. He'll insist to Xabi Alonso he'll want to play left wing. To be fair, it's Real Madrid. You play where you're needed. And we've been linked to several players. Arsenal are interested in Rodrygo. The player is high among the left wingers on the list, along with Nico Williams, Leroy Sané, and Morgan Rogers. Arsenal want to sign proven quality. We've gone over Kepa. I'm seeing this too much. It's making me upset. The Athletic president has said in relation to Nico Williams, I believe we have a winning project, an interesting project for everyone. Nico is part of the project, just like many other players. The project becomes easier if we keep our players, and I believe Nico and the rest of the squad have a very exciting year ahead, people. We've gone over the Tragonozzi stuff, but yeah, people, we're in advanced talks to sign him over into a senior recruitment role. His CV speaks for itself. He's done things, at Juventus where he signed a bunch of players. Bring him in. It's simple as that. Absolutely bring him. Gyökeres would like to join Manchester United even without Champions League football. We've gone over this already, people. Apparently, we're putting. Long story short, I've covered this already. We're putting all our eggs in the Sesko basket. United and everyone else is free to do what they want to do with Gyökeres. You lot discuss. Let me know your thoughts on Morgan Rogers. We've been linked with Morgan Rogers. As I said, he's been added to the list. Any deal for him would be costly, as we know. Real Madrid have been linked once again with Miles Lewis-Skelly, which is nonsense. Apparently, Arteta has taken a shine to Rogers, having prioritized the need to add quality in this attack. We're not getting him, man. We're definitely not getting him. He's going to cost a lot of money. He's contracted until 2030. We've been linked with Igor Passau of Feyenoord, which could be interesting. He got 16 goals and 10 assists in the league, primarily from the left. He was named Dutch Footballer of the Year. Liverpool have also been linked. Sane and Williams are still said to be being monitored. Fair play. What's this? Q&A show. I think I've covered this already, but what's this? I think Benjamin Sesko presents the most attractive package to the Gunners in terms of fitting into Mikel Arteta's system and his ceiling going forward. From what he has already produced, Sesko has the ingredients to become a world-class centre-forward in coming seasons. He has the menacing combination of height and explosive pace, an amazing leap, and a lethal right foot too. His level of ball striking ability would far supersede any of Arsenal's current attacking options. Arteta is a big fan of Kai Havertz and will again use the German extensively in the next campaign, so no new signing will be there to knock Havertz out the team. It makes Sesko at just 22 ideal in terms of potential growth. Arteta would be confident in bringing the best out of him, just as he has done with Havertz. The big dilemma is whether Sesko can hit the ground running now to propel Arsenal to their first league title in over 20 years, rather than in seasons to come. It's a gamble. Whereas Gyökeres, in terms of goal tally, is proven. He has 54 goals this season across all comps for the club and country, and is in his peak. The Swede is the fine finished product, though the problem lies in the league he's playing at. The Premier League is an inferior quality to the Premier League. He got 18 penalties as well, which is crazy. We've heard Gyökeres his first choice. We've heard Sesko is his first choice. What is happening? Apparently, Sporting are currently searching for a new striker and expect Gyökeres to leave. The Portuguese side are willing to demand a price in excess of 65 million. The Swedes' options are limited to a few clubs with the financial power and willingness to spend that much on a single player. Arsenal is one such team, with new Sporting director Berta said to admire Gyökeres from his time at Atletico. I can't lie, we're reading the same things at this point, man. What's going on here? I can see at least 4 deals being made this summer. The signing of Zubimendi is pretty much complete. After that, a striker, a backup keeper to Raya, and possibly a young left winger or defender who can fill in at the back. In terms of my priority order, I would have them as followed, with the assumption of Zubimendi, a done deal, striker, left winger, a young defender, and a backup goalie. The fact Arsenal were monitoring the situation of Dean Howson, who has signed for Real Madrid, shows defence is an area of interest, yet it's not a pressing concern because Kivior is expected to stay. Kivior was earmarked for the exit early in the campaign, though his solid displays in the last couple of months deputizing for Gabriel have given the hierarchy something to think about. Is it certain that we sign a left winger? No, signing a left winger is a desire, not a certainty. It would likely depend on the cost of the striker they sign. If they break their budget for someone like Sesko, who could cost in excess of 80 million, the chances of bringing in a seasoned left winger dwindles. Fair enough, and we know we're trying to get Partey to sign a new deal. I know you're not serious then. We're still linked with Ollie Watkins. We hope Wanyeri plays a lot more. They're just waffling and saying the same things. Obviously, in hindsight, this was obviously when Magalhães was doing what he was doing. It's expected he signed the deal until 2030, to be fair. But then it's conflicting because the Daily Mail is saying one thing. This is saying left wing and striker are the priority positions at Arsenal, and the club have a number of targets in each. Berta is understood to be gathering information on the best players in each position before deciding with Mikel Arteta which deals to execute. You would have seen Tavares left already, which is true. We're still being linked with Leroy Sane. We've gone over my man already. I mean, if we don't get Sesko or Gyökeres, then Hugo Ekitike apparently he's taking his time to decide his future. And apparently Chelsea are moving ever closer to trying to commit him. While rivals have been quick to strengthen this month, Berta likes to negotiate several deals for the same position at the same time before deciding which to activate. Arsenal's recruitment will be a balancing act in terms of fees and ages. Apparently, Liverpool are still onto Sesko and they're looking to compete with Arsenal. But then there's several reports that say we're the only ones in. Now, do we really need? Are we exaggerating the need for attackers? Because Arsenal were the only side to have 6 different players with 10 plus goals and assists in the Premier League last season, with Saka, Trossard, Kai Havertz, Martinelli, Odegaard, Rice. Boy, Trossard was probably the only ever present. Barcelona and Manchester City have been linked with the youngster Max Dallman. Bayern Munich want Leroy Sané to stay despite him rejecting a contract. Surely, if Ademola Lookman is available for, they say as high as 60 million, but crucially as low as 30 million euros, surely it's worth a punt, people. We're still in talks for Partey, as you lot know. Anyone having Osimhen, folks? Apparently, he preferred to stay in Galatasaray and play in the Champions League instead of Saudi Arabia. If Galatasaray improve their salary offer, he'll return to Turkey, folks. So that's an interesting one. Bayern Munich are being re-linked with Nico Williams, as you guys know already. Firmino is being linked with Real Madrid. Could Firmino be an option for Arsenal? Jamie Gittins is being seen as a candidate who could leave Borussia Dortmund, and obviously still linked with Chelsea. We've been name dropped as being interested. If you want to sign Atletico Madrid's Julian Alvarez, you're going to need to activate his 500 million euros release clause, which is crazy. We've been linked along with Brighton, Everton, Liverpool, and West Ham in the new Germany striker Nick Woltmade. I mean, you could be okay for the squad, but I mean, yeah, forget that. And apparently Bayern are still waiting on the decision from Leroy Sané, so we'll have to see. Arsenal leading the list to sign Atletico player, fight for the Gunners. Who are they talking about? He has the admiration for Spanish clubs, having followed Leao's career since he was a child. I don't think there are many Argentines who don't have fondness for Barca, given how the team played this season. Okay. So Arteta likes Julian Alvarez. Diego Simeone's side aren't willing to negotiate with any of his interested parties, and the list is headed by Arsenal. The report states the Gunners have shown the most interest in the striker, should have bought him last year. Arsenal really like Rodrygo and want to sign a winger. However, Real Madrid have not received any offers for him. So if we ain't received any offers for him, how far does it go? It don't really go anywhere, does it, essentially? Angel Gomez going Marseille. I thought he'd be going back in the Premier League. Anything else? Anyone having Paulinho? Arsenal advancing in talks over Sesko, as we know, folks. City have had a bid from Lyon rejected. Come on, Cherky, come to Arsenal. You're French, man. Come on. Mbeumo, come to Arsenal, man. You lot can have Jonathan David wherever you're going. I don't believe in you. Victor Gyökeres looks to have changed his tune and is now open to moving to Man United, despite them not having Champions League football. I don't believe that. I'm not even going to click on this because I don't believe this as well. But that seems to be what's in the papers and the tabloids and everything, boy, people. It's a lot of BS, man. The way France played first half looked like futsal individual tricks. Cherky will be like Santi, bro. Agent Firmino, 13 goals. Sesko is a striker we've waited 5 years for. Well, Aaron's not happy. Aaron, I'm telling you, you're going to say sorry about Sesko. I'm not. I agree in that we need guys right now, but you're going to say sorry. Trust me, Sesko's going to work. In the same way, I'll apologize if it don't. My talent ID is on the line. I believe in Sesko. But I understand we need to win now. Make sure you're supporting Aaron Talks Arsenal. I need to get all the boys back, man. I should have organized something for the weekend. Alvarez not leaving Spain. Why would you leave Spain? It's probably closer to life in Argentina. You got bare Argentine dons. You've just moved there. And a year, it don't make sense. It really don't make sense. Imagine Gyökeres signs and gets a long-term injury in pre-season. What would all these fans say? Keep faith with the squad and let the manager add to the squad as needed. There are so many keyboard managers. 70 million for Mbeumo is crazy. If Arsenal get Rashford from Man United last season, I think they would have won something. Sure, deal with that, man. What the fuck? What do you think of that, Chen? Nah, fuck Rashford, man. Ain't no personal Rashford, you're like, come on, man. Come on, man. I don't want no more of them. I don't mind the Seskos. I want Gyökeres. I don't mind the Seskos because... I'd rather work with them talents. I don't want to work with the damaged goods no more, man. Stop giving us dodgy motors, bro. Like, I'm not going to say the term, yeah, but where I live, I know a couple of people that sell me some dodgy stuff that they might have nicked. You get it? So they can get money to do other things. I don't want any of them. I don't want no more garbage, man. I don't want any more. Oh, my God, my king, my prince, Arteta can change them. He can put a magic wand. Fuck all of that. If you want to work with unpolished diamonds, as much as I want Gyökeres, guys like Sesko and Gittins and Nico Williams, them kind of brothers, I'm frustrated by hearing it. I don't want no more damaged fucking players at my club. And my heart bleeds for Rashford. I like you. You feed kids. You're a good guy and all of that. And I don't like how the media drag you, but fuck all of that, man. I know what time it is if we get Rashford. Out of a 38 game period, there's going to be 5 games you're out of this world and you're indifferent for the rest. Fuck all of that. I'm not on it. And to be honest, I'm at the point now. I pick up the chair. Let me add to that. You're gassing me. I'm at the point now, personally, where if you want to sign me ready-made players, that's great. If you want to sign me stars of tomorrow, that's great. Make sure that all of us, young and old, we're celebrating something at the end of the season. That's all I care about. Get over the line. However you do it, by hook or by crook. And if you don't, heads need to roll. Questions need to be asked. Every year that we show we're a good team, not necessarily a great team, there's going to be questions. And I think a lot of Arsenal fans, because let's be honest, it's like a political party. Everyone's entitled to support how they want. You can, I always say, I don't tell you what to think, just think. If you believe this manager's the best thing since sliced bread and you think he's the shittest thing ever, that's your business. I think I speak for a lot of us that are in the middle, in the sense that there's some pros, there's some cons. I think people can't, if you see for the more Arteta sexuals, you can't rate Arteta. You can't. Because on one hand, we got the best individual players. We got a great team. No one can handle injuries like us. Defensive stats, XG. The manager's right about us being the best in the Champions League, despite not holding it, and all them other statistics, right? But then we've got to 2 semi-finals. This second's really, let's be honest, it's a false image. It's not because we earned it. The table doesn't lie, but it doesn't tell the truth, innit? This has been the worst title challenge, but we finished second 3 years in a row, right? Got to 2 semi-finals this year, right? Went out on penalties against Man United, which shouldn't have happened. So you could argue, forget the agendas and if you like the guy or not, just in seeking to understand. It's fair to say that the manager is decent. Just because I have my only questions about Arteta is getting over the line. I don't need to make out your mad shit because you're clearly not, because you're ultimate, you've got us here. But is it fair to say, with everything I've said and flirting with it, is it fair to say, and they try and get their final thing is, context, and then the other thing is, you're entitled. No, we're not entitled. If we've got to 2 semi-finals, we've been second, we've gone out the FA Cup twice now, very different contexts, but against Man United and Liverpool the last 2 years, fundamentally, we should have put the ball in the back of the net. So we've been knowing about the striker and all these other issues. Is it fair to say, because we've been flirting with silverware, is it not a fair question to ask? Can we get over the line? How do we get over the line? If we've been doing the same things in the previous 3 years, keep some of the same things because that's got us here. But is there things we need to do differently? I don't know. I don't have the answers. I'm just a fan. I just like to think. I always say on this platform, I don't tell you what to think, just think. Big up Gavin, man. You're always here. My Killy, man. Where is that? Is that Stratford? No, that's definitely not Stratford. That's definitely not the Stratford Dome. Sesko is a smokescreen for us. We ain't getting that. Nah, man, I'm running what people run. You got rejected for Sesko. There's no confirmation that Arsenal bidded for Mbuemo. I'm seeing what Man United fans are doing. We're running agendas. Big up yourself, Kate, man. See, some of my mods are not even Arsenal fans, man. Why can other clubs sign more than 2 players in one area, but we can't? Kepa is 4 or 5 mil. Garcia is 25, 30, so that's extra 25 that can go on another player. I'm against this Kepa thing, bro. So am I, but at the end of the day, if that's the backup keeper, I just pray we never have to see him. Big up Bob, man. If that's the backup keeper and that's one less thing to be pissing about, great, get it done, innit? Because I was screaming, get Neto and just let him sit on the bench, man. I want like a Dan Bentley, a Scott Carson, a Tom Heaton to be the 3rd choice keeper. Big up Tommy Setford, Jack Porter. Probably too early for Jack Porter for what I'm about to say. All them young keepers, you need to go on loan, bro. It's all fun and games training and that, but you need to go play. Kyle Hine, safe. He probably leave. No one knew how good Isaac would turn out to be in the Premier League until he signed for Newcastle. Let's stop this obsession with Gyökeres. Signing him guarantees nothing. Sesko ain't a bum. Well, you just got to do the job, man. And for me, I don't know about anyone else, but at the end of the day, there's just certain things man have to accept. You can like or not like Kai Havertz. He ain't going nowhere. Arteta's not going anywhere. I'm not saying you can't voice your opinions, but he's not going anywhere. We're clearly not getting Gyökeres. And if we sign Sesko, then we've signed Sesko. You might as well give the man a chance. That doesn't mean blindly be optimistic, but you get the point. Rodgers or Eze. I don't think we get either Aaron, man, but I think it's more realistic we go for Eze, man. I think Rodgers, they're going to ask for a bit more. I don't know how we're doing the balancing act where it comes to the P's, but you get the point. We hit 123 likes. Big up you lot, man. If you've hit the like button, God bless you. Hope you win the lottery. Can we get to 200? Bro, it's not harsh about Gallas. Gallas a pussy, yo. Gallas a pussy. Gallas a prick. He was a captain. He wore the number 10. He had a Mohican. Not only did he have a Mohican, it was relaxed as well. He was a pagan. Gallas was a mercenary. You've seen him do it for France. Just because it's harsh, don't mean it's wrong, man. Fuck Gallas. Fuck Gallas. Gallas is the shittest defender I've ever seen. In terms of ability, of course he's not. But the way he carried himself as a man, the way he carried himself on that pitch, the way he behaved, I cannot rate you. I cannot rate you as a person. Don't get twisted, though. You want to come on the platform? Let's go, man. Bro, I hate Gallas from a footballing point of view. Bro, fuck Gallas. Forget Gallas. Forget Gallas. I'm not going to lie, yeah. I used to rate Koscielny until when he left. But then looking at Koscielny now, when you've looked at Saliba, Gabriel Magalhães, he weren't that good still. Oh, what happened there? Am I here? Oh, gosh. Thought I clicked out of StreamYard. In my opinion, we would have to wait and see what happens at Barca. They'll have 4 keepers on their books when Garcia signs. Yeah, but Chesney knows I'm the second choice. He's cool with that. I reckon they're getting Ten Hag, to Stegen through the door. And Garcia be first choice, isn't it? For Marlon was mid. Injuries ruined him, man. I think Kepa is toxic and we do well to stay away from this deal. I mean, if he causes any nonsense, that's their business, isn't it? Because you should know about him. But maybe he's a bit more humble at this stage in his career now. He's accepting that he's second choice. Obviously, Bournemouth have given him football. They've had 2 keepers. I don't think you're getting that here. I don't know, man. We need a player like Cantona who was proven and pushed United over the line to win leagues. I wouldn't be against it, bro. Big up yourself, Stephen, man. Appreciate you. Forget about the Chelsea part. Do you think Kepa is good enough as a backup keeper? I think he'd be a good backup. Yeah, as a backup keeper, but then, like, God forbid, if Raya gets injured, then that's the whole premise of being a backup keeper, innit? You're now going to be called upon. I don't know for you, man. I don't know for you, man. Kepa more expensive than Alisson. See, buying money, spending money don't mean everything. How Arteta dismissed the ready now player in Gyökeres isn't a surprise because he can't manage players with egos. Is it not obvious that the player is considered toxic to the club if his release clause is 5 million, pay it? Views on sport, appreciate you smash the like button. Does Gyökeres mean waiting longer for trophies? Brother, they need to get trophies. Gyökeres can take as long as he needs to develop. You need to be bringing trophies. I don't want to hear that. Like, some fans can get twanged into, yeah, but in 2020 million at BC, we're going to be amazing. Forget that. You know what you need to do. You know what you need to do. You know what you need to do. It's as simple as that. Glad people are writing off Sesko. Usually turns out the other way. At the end of the day, football's a fickle business. You score the goals, it's calm, innit? Big up Chase Gold, man. You've been missing for time. Was watching you with Harry earlier. You know your ish and you're optimistic, not like most of our other negative fans. Keep up the good work. Curtis Painter, one love, man. It depends, man. Making YouTube vids, you get, oh, you're not so deluded. You're deluded. You're negative. You're an Arteta sexual. You're an Arteta hater. Just as long as they're talking, man. To which I always find myself, views, appreciate you for the raid. To which I always find myself doing the Saka thing. Like, just chattings, man. Just chattings. Big up yourself. It's me, Everest. Professional scouts who pay mortgage based on their opinions on talent. What is they saying about Sesko? They rate him. Just do your job, Sesko, man. I like Sesko. I thought you was cutting the tosh. I thought I did. Come on, man. I tried a good job, man. Allow me. It's difficult. I got to read and talk to you lot at the same time. DG, maybe fans need to calm down a bit. It's early June and everyone is panicking. Would you rather get the right player later in the window or sign any player early in the transfer window? You're asking football fans to calm down? Myth. And I do believe you, on one hand, man, need to calm down and all of these sort of things, yeah. But at the same time, I understand. I'm not saying the effing and blinding and carry on, but I understand if they don't want to hear I need to calm down because they might have felt like that last summer. What happened? Keyboard warrior, what the hell did I do? You're not even in London, clown? What did I do? I'm pretty sure I live in London. Oh, it's you lot. Hey, boy and Aaron, calm yourselves down. Oh, it's you lot. Hey, calm down. What's going on there? You lot calm the hell down. Peace and love on the platform. You lot, relax, man. Only football can make grown men commenting each other. Come on, man. Allow that, man. Calm the hell down. Big up yourself, Eduardo. I see what you did there. What's the transfer window without us sniffing around Chelsea's stale cuts like the Mongols we are? You know, bloody hell. Probably end up with Watkins, Rashford, or Sane. Funny thing is, they're better than most of our attackers. It's dark, innit? DG struggling to say Carasas to perfect player must sign him. This guy's an idiot, man. What are we gonna do, Arsenal fans, man? Big up Aaron. For me, whatever happens, innit? Like I've never been a Premier League manager, and I'm just an armchair expert. But in terms of armchair experts, if we're allowed opinions, I genuinely believe I know what it takes to win a Premier League, and I know what it requires. And if I don't see what it requires and I don't feel like it, then anything's a bonus, innit? I'm past the point of shouting and all that kind of crap. Just show me, innit? Just show me. Because January showed me everything I needed to know, man. I don't think people are serious. I think Arteta's done a lot of good, but the things I need you to pattern up to get to where we need to, not patterning, is what is Mateo. Quality player, man. He's got Glasner to thank for changing his fortunes. He was looked at as a joke, man, and now look at him. All the people slandering Sesko will be the first ones buying the jersey. All I'm saying is, guys, we need to leave with something next year, and if that ain't good enough, Teta has to go. But even that, yeah, I'm going to ask you lot two things. I'm going to ask you lot two questions. If we had a season like this year, and I say, just stay with me. Forget that, you can't forget it, but forget the injuries and the points tally and all of this. Just stay with me. We finished second, 2 semi-finals, and we got out the FA Cup on a mad thing, yeah? Like exactly what happened this year. Do you honestly believe Arteta's going to get sacked? Not what you want. Do you honestly believe that? And right now, at this point in time, yeah, people would say a trophy's a trophy. Like even me, I've said, like you could have at least won the League Cup, the FA Cup. Trophy's a trophy. That's more being peddled out by rival fans, right? If he won the FA Cup or the League Cup, both ideally, but if he won either of those, would that be enough to appease fans? I don't think it would. I think in hindsight, I don't want to say the manager didn't take the cup seriously, but since we won the FA Cup, if you was picking up a League Cup here, FA Cup here, fans might still have pressure, but they might ease off a bit. I don't know. Arteta is here till 2027. And even that, if thinking about it logically, put yourself in the Kroenke's shoes, right? If you've no malice around Arteta, if you thought he's a good manager, but he can't get you over the line, and you genuinely think, you know what? Imagine I'm Josh Kroenke. You know, if Arteta don't get me over the line, I'm sacking him. I'm getting the next guy. I'm not saying you need to begin dialogue with these managers, but do you not need to be chatting from now? Like, do you not need to be drawing up shortlists from now about, we're going to talk to this manager, that manager, and all of those kind of things? I can't see us cutting Arteta until the end of the season. I can't, unless we're relegation and something extreme. I can't see us cutting him. I can't see us paying his coaching staff their compensation. I don't know, innit? And I'm not saying this as a cop-out because I hate when people say, oh, my God, who else are you going to get? And the grass isn't always greener. We could get a new manager and it gets worse. We could get a new manager and it gets better. But at some point, you're going to have to try something different. Whether it's Gyökeres or Sesko, if we sign one of those strikers and it doesn't work, cool. At some point, we're going to have to sign another one. I'm not on this trauma bonding thing. I'm not going to lie. Sesko is a good bit of talent acquisition. Is he ready? Who knows? Bundesliga is a better level of competition than Portugal. So I see why we're going in this direction. You know we're going to be stuck in this saga until almost the end of the transfer window, right? So I think, hope not. By this time, 2027, Arteta will have been given another contract extension. I actually reckon the contract extension is coming this December or next December. The owners were happy with Wenger until he couldn't get top 4. Yeah, man. And that's the main thing. Man are getting Champions League. Man are getting like 2 years now for Arteta as a man. Forget Arsenal. As a coach himself, you've got to quarterfinals. Now you got to a semi. The money's coming in, bro. That's all the man they care about. And that's why I always feel there's not just one. You can't just blame one thing. You can't just blame the gaffer or the players or the owners. But the one thing I would say is, do I think we could have won the league in the last 3 years, regardless of the context of the Kroenkes? Amen. I don't think Arteta could be absolved of any blame. The moment you walked in the club, fair play. You might not know the practices and whatnot, even though you was a player during the Kroenke, so you know damn well how this club works, yeah? But if I assume I'm being naive, cool, you didn't know. When you signed that new deal, you believe you can get Arsenal to where they need to go, and not just Arsenal to accomplish their goals. You can accomplish your managerial goals at this football club, in whatever it is, regardless of, I might not get my targets, do this and all of that. You believe that, or you wouldn't have signed a new deal. So how far does it go? I do think there's little balance. Arteta either gets blamed for nothing or everything. We act like the man's a damsel in distress. This is all a relationship of interest. He gets to manage a massive club. They get their little Champions League. We hope that we can win some trophies and get over the line. It's where it is, man. You know, I've got no expectations, man. I've got no expectations, bro. Big up Loomis as well, man. I need to, hey, Loomis, man, you need to shout. We need to do some content, my friend. And Buemo, Cunha, Gyökeres, or Osimhen after United's worst season, they will potentially have the best transfer window in the last 10 years of any Premier League club. I don't dislike Sesko, but in comparison to Gyökeres, me, like a lot of other fans, would prefer the guy who's scoring a ton load of goals. He can't pop up at Arsenal and have amnesia on how to score. I hear that. DG, it's regardless of results. What are you referring to specifically, 88, man? It's hard to keep up. Would you, man, be happy with top 4 and the FA Cup next season? I wouldn't say happy, but cool. It's a trophy. Like, honestly, the way I feel, again, I might, you lot will have to ask me on the 6th of July and the 6th of August, but I don't mean this in a good way or bad way. It's just genuinely how I feel. I don't feel we're going to win the Champions League. I hope it's a good omen because quarterfinals, semi-finals, hopefully it means final and winning it. But I can't. Champions League for me is the one where let's just concentrate on getting out of the group or the league phase. You know what I'm talking about. And just taking it from there. Premier League, you lot need to. I think you've missed 2 golden opportunities. You lot can prove me wrong. I actually think City are going to win the league, Liverpool second. And at best, that places us third. If you can bring me the League Cup and the FA Cup, fair enough, man. And I want to be wrong. I want to win the Premier, definitely. But you lot didn't put your best foot forward. You know, they say luck happens where preparation meets opportunity. What is one thing people used to say? Oh, when City fall off, you know, Arsenal are going to be the ones to pounce. You had your opportunity. Did you put your best foot forward in the summer? Did we elevate this squad from a recruitment point of view, from a tactical point of view? Did we really learn our lessons, or did we quote unquote wing it? If nothing changes, nothing changes. And I don't mean that in a positive or negative way. This is what I believe I'm seeing with my eyes. We've got a good team. There's mixed bag, man. What's the saying about the cup is half empty, half full, whatever they say it is. That's genuinely how I feel. It's like there's 10 reasons to be happy. There's 10 reasons to think, we'll win a couple battles. You know, we'll have a good record against the top 6, which I don't think we're going to stay unbeaten against top 6 next season. Hopefully I'm wrong. I can't say I saw us beating Real Madrid, but we'll perform, we'll beat City and do all those things. But in the grand scheme of things, what does it mean? And I keep saying it. If anything, I feel safe for the players, man. If recruitment is not correct, we're not winning next season. Report said he likes to line it all up, then make the decision. I guess it makes sense for getting the right pieces to the puzzle, but I don't know. Gyökeres, Sesko, get either one or both, or Alvarez needs to use Martinelli better and stop telling this check-in and pass backwards ish. When are we going to get to a point where Martinelli just needs to pattern up for the sake of it, man? Arteta chose Sesko. No, sure, he bangs goals and gets us over the line. No more project. He has to do what needs to be done. We support no matter what, club over manager. Amen. I mean, I support everyone that plays for the football club, but at the same time, yeah, you're right. No, not nice. I'm not saying entitled. I'm saying this is how man gaslight. Man start talking about being entitled. And the thing is, they want to say we're aspiring to dominate. We're doing all of this. We're this good. We're great. We're going to win. And then when it goes south, which I hope it doesn't go south next year, they start talking about entitlement. It's crazy. DG, it's not about entitlement. Fans pay hard-earned money. We can't be flirting with success year in, year out. Fan aspiration is winning trophies. I agree. I'd like to think when I was ranting in my segment, you lot heard me, man. Now, DG, Aaron London won a brawl. We can brawl. You lot calm down, man. We need to be calm, but at the same time, read between the lines. Comic. There you go, have it. Haggling for peas costs more in the long run when someone else comes in to steal. Fair play. Get the business done early. Enrique just won the Champions League with a teenage striker who managed only 6 goals in the league campaign. But I understand why we can't have an Arteta out show every day, but can we educate fans more how many mistakes he really makes and the problems he creates? Signings, rotations, man management. I like to think I call it out as much. I'm not saying I'm right, but I like to think I give people, the players, everybody, where I feel they deserve praise, I'll give you. That's what I try to do in it. I don't do the agenda thing. If I feel you've done something well, I'll give you a praise. If I feel you're moving shaky, I'll get on to you. But at this point, forget it, because either Arteta is the worst thing ever, or the guy can walk on water and they just do madness. Like I'm telling you, pardon my language on all of this, but there's a lot of Arsenal fans You don't like Arsenal. You don't like Arteta. You just want to suck him off, mate. Just ask it. I'm sure you'll give his wife some time off with the greatest of respect. It's frustrating because I hate liars. Like, you don't love the club. You don't. You love agendas. You love it in your image. You love to just do the one-upsmanship and be right. Your heart don't bleed for this fucking football club. Like, people are waking up all over the world, stupid o'clock. People are going season tickets. People are doing whatever. We're flirting with it. You might as well just tell us we're cool with top four. I'll be real. If they just said that, then if you get mad beyond that point, that's your business. Don't come and give us lip service. We want to do this. We want to do that. And ultimately flat to deceive. And there's always a reason. Why can't we just admit, like, just accept things and do things differently? And that's the annoying thing, because I refuse to believe we're terrible. Nobody can fucking tell me this football club is terrible. We're not as good as people make it out. We're definitely not as good. There's something here. And if everyone would just put on their big boy pants, we could do something. It is what it is, man. And because I love this so much and my heart is there, I have to guard myself. I can't. And that's what I hate. I'll be real, Arteta. I've always felt like, when you lot say I'm balanced, and I've always felt like that anyways. But in the last, not this season, but the last 2 years, well, no, maybe last year, or in general, when Arteta's come in and the project is projecting, it's hard. You're not an idiot, innit? You can buy into it. I'm not saying we're perfect. And it's jarring. There's so much. There's so much that's good. Just take the good and make it great. And the evident areas that need to be improved, just stop fucking about. Big up Catcher as well. Oh yeah, comic and sneakers. Big up yourself, man. Catcher's cousin. Big up yourself. You don't know I love Arsene Wenger, but he was smoking something, man. Why is Gallas controlling the number 10? Yeah, no, Lombard can have a Mohican. He's wavy. Fuck Gallas though. It weren't permed. No, I'm not allowing Gallas. No, I'm not allowing Gallas. Fuck Gallas. 1,000,000%. Fuck Gallas. Fuck Gallas, bro. 1,000,000%. Big up Shade, man. I need to get you on the platform as well. Fuck Gallas, man. 1,000,000%. I'm not on none of that. There were warning signs about Gallas when he's at Chelsea. Mercenary, bro. Kepa should not be going Arsenal to be a backup goalkeeper. Has he learned nothing from his time at Chelsea, Real Madrid? This Bournemouth season was the best of his career. At his age, go play games. Hear that? I'd rather Adebayo, because Adebayo didn't disrespect. We drew him out. He drew us back. I got time for Adebayo. I ain't got time for Gallas. And you got to remember why I hate him a lot more is, remember, we was really doing that kind of young thing. Like, Gallas come from Chelsea experience. I'm not going to lie. Gallas and me started off on the back foot anyways, because Ashley Cole meant the world to me. And yeah. So you was always, bro, 5. I know football fees weren't as crazy as that. David Dean, I love you, but Ashley Cole should have never cut. Was messing about there, if I'm honest with you. The very fact that we got 5 million. You know what they say? Life's funny when you look back in the rear mirror, innit? Appreciate you, man. No, I'm not a fan of the gaslighting thing, fam. Like, and I do think, as I said, I don't know about anyone else, but you see this platform here, we're thinkers. We don't have to agree. I learn a lot from you lot, vice versa. We challenge the narratives. Man, I have to think, bro. And I think as an Arsenal fan, it is very difficult for us that are quite by nature centralists. Like, it's frustrating, like, being a thinker. Sometimes I wish I was on the mad negative, everything shit, collapse everything. It must feel good. Sometimes I don't know about it, but I wish I was acting like everything's amazing. It's got to be easier to always find excuse. It's got to be easier. It's actually got to be easy. You know what they say? Whoever made the saying, ignorance is bliss, yeah? You're not lying. And do you know what? I'm only 30. And as I'd say in the last 12, 18 months, like the cliches they say in life, it's like they're ringing true. It's jarring, bro. And for me, one thing is just my unpopular opinion. I feel sorry for the players, man. I feel sorry for the players that the Salibas, the Gabriels, everybody, you ain't won nothing. You ain't gone down in history in this football club. Shitter players have. We've had one of the best squads in the recent times in the Emirates. Money's been spent. We're actually competitive. Top 6 games ain't even a write-off anymore. People are doing low blocks against us. We're flirting with it, but then we're letting ourselves down. As you look at this mic here, I said this before. You look at this mic. Assume this mic is winning the Premier League. It's like we've come all this way, and now we're here. We're acting. We're not doing what we need to do. We're so close. We're literally further to getting over the line than turning back. And then it made me look, all right, maybe the owners are just cool with Champions League. If I'm honest, I think you want to win stuff, Arteta. But from a psychological point of view, when I removed the fan cap, you've got a sweet gig. You know your employees, you're getting Champions League, you're learning a lot at this football club. I feel sorry for the players. Even players I don't rate, and obviously the players are the ones playing. They've ran themselves into the ground. Young players have stepped up. People like Kivio nowhere near. Gabriel Magalhães stepped up. Mikel Merino's had a tough season. The man are playing up front, doing well. Saka's ran himself into the ground, come back. These players have pushed themselves and been pushed to the limits because the squad's small. They have failed these players and they have failed us fans, and they've failed themselves. And they can come out with all the tosh they want in all these articles. I guarantee it. And I know you. I will exclude Arteta from that to a degree because I know you know this is Kalas. And it's difficult not to like you, Arteta. From a neutral manager point of view, there's a lot I like about you. I've been in the press conferences, speak with aura. I like all the crazy things you do. But I like my football club more. And I think you're pissing about a bit. I think those above you are pissing about. And what I don't want to happen is you lot to look back in these 3 years going into next year thinking, fucking hell, mate. Imagine we had a decent squad. What could have happened against PSG? Bloody hell, like maybe we could have won one of these 3 years. And that's why I can't. There's no point in getting vexed anymore. You lot show me what you want to show me, innit? If you lot want to show me something, act different, innit? Until then, cheer my boys on. When we win, happy as Larry. When we lose, it's obviously disappointing. When we draw, it's indifferent. If you want to move serious, if you want to win titles, show me, innit? And show you lot. It's not just me. Just show me. That's it. I don't want challenge. I'm tired of it. You see, if we want to keep doing what we're doing, we've got enough. If you want to get to the next level, you can't just have Saka doing it, or you can't have this tiny squad, and we can't keep talking about the same things we're talking about day in, day out, season in, season out. How many times have we've gone through? I'm not going to do it now, but we've gone through streams over the last year. Mikel Arteta saying we've got one of the smallest squads. Arteta, I'm past the point of the board between you, but all you lot fix it up. Because if nothing changes, nothing changes. And I'm tired of speaking about the same things week in, week out. But too many people are dishonest. It is what it is, man. It is what it is, man. Like, what is that to say, fam? I don't know why I feel sad about Arsenal. The season's done, man. 213 watching, 143 likes. Come on, lurkers, smash it. 72 likes missing. Get onto them. Man said the squad isn't short, it's pretty tall. Squad is unbalanced and short. And then, bro, whose fault is that? Do we have 100 million, 150 or 200? Our squad is fine. We just need focus on that killer player that can turn these ties into wins. Chris, I hear you. I disagree. I don't think the squad's big enough because the manager said it. That was the last thing for me. PSG post-match interview. I can't say anything positive about that after this. Yeah, he's got, bro. I mean, all managers are sour in it, but time and place, Mikel Arteta. Time and place, man. It just seems like sour grapes. And plus, no one cares if he was the best team in the champs if he didn't win it. Who cares? Who cares who had the most goals, the most touches, the most XG, the most this? Who cares? Definitely as Arsenal fans, we have never seen us win the champs. It's not that you're necessarily wrong. You might have said the statement all mad. And I do think with Arsenal, I do feel sorry for Arteta in that everything he says is going live and it's going mad and it's taken out of context. But again, when you break it down, who cares? Genuinely, who cares? Who cares? It's coming, DG. We'll all be here to celebrate a major trophy soon. I hear that, but I'm at the point, show me, innit? Because you had me on board. Like I said, I'm a man that if you show me stuff and I believe that the words are correlating, obviously I'm following it. Now I think we've got back into just chatting. Show it to me. Show me. And you show me. I don't want to just bury my head in the sand and believe everything's negative or just believe everything's positive. I don't want to do that. That's dangerous. As I know it hurts because we love Arsenal and we love football, and I'm not on that. I need to look at what is in front of me, remove any hurt, remove any praise, remove any emotion, and see what I genuinely believe is in front of me. That's the only way to advance in life. That's the only way to get to the next level. That's it. Unfortunately, man. Thanks, DG. Big up to you. I know we don't all have to have the same thought process. I've not liked many things about him since he got appointed. You may think I just troll, but no, it hurts. But listen, on this platform, everyone can say what they want as long as we're being respectful. When it's all said and done, what is meant to happen will happen with or without a new striker. Whoever is meant to win next season's Premier League will happen. It's called destiny. Exactly that. Exactly that. Trailer thought, man. Amen to that, bro. Everyone needs to tighten up from supporters to players and managers. Sorry, people. I let my emotions and my passion. I just love the club. Sorry, folks, man. Normally a bit more cool and collected. Apologies. I don't know, but I'm scared shirtless about going back to the days of Rob Holding and them, man, being abused by the big six. We're out of that now, man. We're out of that. But then again, you never know. We're out of that, man. We ain't going back to that. And that's what annoys me because Arteta, like, you can ask questions about Arteta, but I'm not a fan of Like when people slag him off, he mad shit, this and that. You don't need to lie. Like he's clearly not. If you're boying him about not getting over the line where it comes to silverware, he can't be that bad of a manager. But again, the flip side to that is my thing is, yeah, cool, you're a good manager over the line. And I've been saying this the last few years. Every year you don't get over the line, questions getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And at some point, regardless of if you feel, oh my God, we're going to fall off without Arteta or one more year, something's going to need to change. Whether we get better or worse from that point, you're going to have to try something. You're going to. He's just not the guy that wins trophies, even if he wins one, is one enough. And I mean, when it comes, unfortunately, he does crumble. When it's crunch time, the man crumble, bro. It's nothing wrong with that. Feels like we've become Arteta FC with a lack of experience above him. 100%. We tried to make him do the Wenger thing. We've appointed Berta and linked to new scouts. Arteta needs to deliver for Arsenal. Amen. If we want to be champions of the Premier League and Champions League, we need to buy grade 1 players, not players like Stanley. Who's that? Gabriel Jesus and Kanye Moore. Man said moving like RTM versus pound sterling. Don't watch without liking. For real, we've been back in the Champions League, but no massive movement in big show signings. I might be a hypocrite, yeah, but it feels like the minute we've got back in the champs, our foot's off the gas. I think we was more aggressive. Like when like Ramsdale and Ben White and all these guys were coming out, it felt like we was more aggressive in the strategy. And now we've got here, it's like, boy, we're cool, man. Speaking sense, should look at management as a whole, what it will take to get over the line, but Arsenal still in the champs and play, therefore money for the next few seasons under Arteta. And this is why, for me, I think the club would like to win. I don't think you're dying to win. I don't think everybody at this club, like you lot are, is keeping you up at night. I don't think it's terrorizing you. I think you lot would like to win. I think you lot want to win. I don't think I don't think the fear of failure keeps you up at night as much as it needs to. I don't think it means, I'm not saying it doesn't mean anything. I think it does for the players, but I don't think collectively for everybody, I don't think we're all singing from the same hymn sheet. And unless that happens, then too many variables have to fall into place for us to go to where we want to go to. I want it to be a direct consequence because we want to move serious. Unfortunately, in-game management and bravery has been lacking this year. The people above are not onto him as long as we get champs. There we have it. Like when we break through this year, he has to actually break through year after year. We're collecting. They're saying Ange got sacked. It's a sad day. It's even more Saturday. I can't lie. When we signed Shamak, original dream seller, because I watched him in the Emirates Cup, he was cold. Then I went to the first Premier League game that he played in. Crap. I don't know what happened. Right, Ange's gone. He actually is. Well, to be fair, Ange, you should have left anyways. The man said season 2 is always better than season 1. You should have left anyways. You can leave with your head held high. You did something that Jose and Conte couldn't. You should have left anyways. Maybe you wanted to get sacked so you get your compensation. But you know, if you've got Thomas Frank, Areola, these guys are gonna get linked with Spurs. You can leave with your head held high. Obviously, you stunk up the place in the league, but you won a trophy, bro. And I actually think you're literally a winner, but I think you were serious. I just think your club was a bit of a joke. Walcott was levels Martinelli can never. That's an important point. Arteta doesn't get to win a trophy, then not the following year. The trophy is to unlock the reign. It doesn't. I mean, we're never gonna win trophies year after year, but bro, you need to like when we're put into the same situations, we need to show that we're learning from things. Like it's like we're not learning. Fabrizio said Zubamendi's on his way to the Emirates. I hope so. I can't see that, bro. Issue last season is we could beat City and Madrid on our day. Couldn't beat the likes of West Ham at home with Mavropanos. Got to turn it on when it matters. Exactly. Got to be able to slug it out, man. Matter of fact, I think the current squad is the shortest squad I've seen at the start of an Arsenal save on FM. I think 2016 squad had more depth, but more dead personalities. Well, I said Burton needs to resign Howard Webb. But people say Chelsea wasted money, but look at their squad and compare it to ours. If the manager can get them firing, their competition for us next season. I wish we had Chelsea's owners with our like know-how. Because if we just had a method to the madness, bro, imagine. I hope Ange stays. That's a guaranteed 6 points against them. It's underwhelming, bro. There's no way man can't say anything to do with Arsenal at this moment in time is underwhelming. It starts in August. It ends in May. There's highs and lows in between. But ultimately, there's that. That's all the Australian fans changing support another team now, boy. And that's why I can't. I'll never. I mean, it's a weird one, and you don't know I can't articulate this, but it's like you lot can see that I'm so emotionally invested, but in the same time, I'm not. Like I care so much, I can't care because you lot are hurting me. Pause. Ah well. It's getting a bit depressing now, innit? I like Thomas Frank as well, man. If they get Thomas Frank, that's a problem. Chelsea's owners are bad. But just the fact that they're on spending billions of pounds, if we had that with a bit of know-how, I'm not saying we have to spend that, but if I just look at the money, that there's intention there. That gets me my Rodrygo, that gets me certain things. You know, it could go the other way, and Arteta might get even crazier. But yeah, man. That's what's sickening. Arteta don't lose any of these FM managers in years yet. We can't live because it's the small games, like somebody said, man. You can't not like Thomas Frank and what Brentford are doing. Just look at how Partey's been wasted in the last 5 years. In 2018, CAF Africa Best 11, Partey was included in Team of the Year, Ghana Player of the Year, Europa League winner. Can Arteta win a small cup and leave? But I think the day the fans wanted to lose the match, so we didn't win the league, killed him. He couldn't understand that, man. Yeah. That's why I rate him. He couldn't understand. Spurs fans glorified losers, no matter what goes on. But yeah, man, I ain't spending my Friday talking about Spurs. Somehow we've been here for 2 hours in it. So yeah, big up you lot, people. Again, tomorrow there's hella content. Where the transfer news segment of this is, I'll cut it up and get it out. I don't want to think about football anymore for the rest of Friday, man. So yeah, big up you lot. Appreciative to you lot tuned in. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for everything. I'm a bit upset about Arsenal now, man. So yeah, man, let me get out of here. One love.
Against this right back, Charlie's definitely.